I'm Stephanie,
I'm Meredith.
and welcome to This Is My Circus.
So we're chatting today with my sister, Posey. And
Hello.
you look cute.
Thank you.
Your hair looks on point.
It does.
It was just in a ponytail because it was blowing everywhere and I can't take it.
So let's tell the people about you.
Oh gosh. What do we want to know
Well,
about?
it's okay. There's only 2 people that listen, and they probably already know you. So, just
Me.
no. I just want to know what's your secret to success. No, I'm just kidding. So, look at our face.
Wait a minute. If the 2 people that listen to you know me, no, there is no success.
Or there's no secrets. I
There's
am
no
like
secrets.
all over your stuff today. I don't know what's wrong.
It's usually not over there. Can you give me a drink though? One of those cans?
We're not sponsored by Prime.
No.
Wish we were.
Prime. Oh, sorry. That was a nice, like, crispy crack.
It was a perfect.
Prime. We are here and available.
Yeah.
So do you have a little refrigerator in there?
No. No.
You need one. You need a prime refrigerator.
do.
I gave Dylan. Well, Dylan has
I
it
had-
in his room.
I have one in my office, and Jackson has it now.
Yeah.
But
And I have a name for your refrigerator.
Ooh.
Perry.
Because not Midge the fridge.
Yes, that was the one.
Optimus Prime.
That would be perfect.
That's a cute name. That's a cute name.
I like it.
When my friend Kristen and I, we were roommates for a while, we named all of our appliances, and we had Midge the fridge. And our ironing board, which I don't know what, we were like 21 years old. Why are we
Why
ironing?
did you have it in an ironing board?
I think because I wore scrubs then, and like, I don't know.
I don't buy anything that needs to
Oh,
be
I
ironed.
don't either. This was a
Ever.
long, long time ago, but our ironing board was named Seymour.
I don't iron. I
No.
don't buy anything that needs to be dry cleaned.
No.
If it takes effort, I don't buy it.
If it does need to be dry cleaned, I wash it in the washing machine anyway.
Yes, but a secret to my success,
Yes.
life changer, a steamer, a handheld steamer. They're $20 on Amazon and they work fantastic. It's like a little hair dryer, and you undo this and fill it with water. It's portable.
That's
Steam comes
adorable.
out. Yeah, $20 on Amazon. Life changer. And
Believe
you don't
that.
have to have Seymour. Seymour good stuff.
Yeah. Seymour butts.
Seymour butts. Which
Okay,
I've seen plenty of.
Yeah, so rails.
Oh,
Rails are
speaking
gone.
of.
Yeah. Rails are gone. No more rails. So you're a paramedic.
Yes.
Yes. How many
I
years have
am.
you been a paramedic?
I've been a paramedic since 2012,
You were an EMT a few years before that.
since 2009.
What's the difference between the two?
So an EMT, well, now they like force them out in like 8 or 12 weeks
The
ish.
shorter paramedic, you go to school longer.
Yeah, and that's somebody going to school every day. They do that a lot with the fire recruit classes. They'll send them through EMT class, and that's what they do, like a month long or 8 week long program, and then they do ride time, and then they go take their state test, and they're an EMT.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
pass. Paramedic, it depends on if you do the degree program or not.
Yeah.
There's actually a step in between that is an advanced EMT.
Okay.
And that's about 6 months long, and
Yeah.
they can do more skills. They can give medicines. They can work a cardiac arrest up until there's a return of a pulse, and then it
So
becomes a paramedic skill.
Okay.
Paramedics can do all the skills on the track.
I was gonna say, so what can you do that other people cannot do because you're the big dog?
I can cardiovert the patient, which means if their heart's out of rhythm, I can shock them
Okay.
for simple word verbiage.
Yeah.
It's called cardioversion, to get their heart back in rhythm.
Are there certain meds you can give that other people can't give?
Yes, I can give all of the meds on the track. Not everybody can get. Not all the EMT.
What's the best med on
advanced.
the truck?
Don't say that because then people might attack the truck.
Yeah, no, they're all terrible. It's all terrible. It's
What do
like
you mean the best med? The best med for what? For pain?
nothing. Never mind, because I don't want you to get attacked. Text me later.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Ibuprofen.
And Benadryl. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Well,
Text me later.
there was a time, like when it was like a big whatever that it was in the news that a lot of ambulances were getting attacked.
They were
People trying to get drugs and stuff.
Well, and a lot of it was they were trying to get Narcan. People were getting attacked
So
because of Narcan.
we actually have public Narcan that we can give out. That's a nasal spray. which
Yeah.
is what, if you go to the pharmacy, that's what you're going to get. It's a nasal atomizer.
Hers just does a zoomy stuff.
Yeah,
And
why is yours doing an automatic zoom?
I don't know, but I like it.
I do too. I'm so impressed. No, not you. You
Sorry.
don't move. Like when you just sat back, your camera like
zoomed in on your face. It was really cool. It was like super professional.
It was.
Oh, it's just not. I don't
That's
know
the
what
secret
that's
to her
about, but
success.
that's
Well,
the secret. I just hit that. I just say zoom and my magic Arby's bubble, and it zooms.
I think there's a setting to keep you centered. So
well, sit all the way back again.
That was really cool.
Never mind. That's not flattering at all. Okay, lean all the way forward.
How many pictures have you taken of me like that? I see
Too
that.
many.
That's cool. Yeah, and they end up in AI pictures.
Yeah, we have this thing where we take really unflattering pictures of each other and then turn them into like memes.
She
And
turned me into a Boy Scout.
I
She
did
turned me into a Boy Scout in the middle of the forest.
I did. It
with
was
that
great.
face.
And you weren't you Superwoman one time?
Oh yeah, with the brown slick back hair. Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
why
that was
not,
weird.
right?
My siblings just take bad pictures just for blackmail pictures.
Well,
and then they threaten to throw them on social media as is.
Well, it started that way as just for fun. And I would never put a bad picture of you on social media
My
like that.
siblings would. They have.
Well, yeah, I just don't put anything on social media.
That's
So
true. You're
consider
pretty
yourselves lucky.
Yeah.
Because I just don't.
Yeah,
And then we put all of our business out on social
Right.
media
Yeah,
Right.
it's okay.
through
It's
this.
okay.
Yeah. Again,
It's
for
okay.
the people.
Yeah, it's okay.
Wait, so what else? What were we talking? Oh, the
Oh,
difference in the paramedic and EMT.
Yeah.
So I can give narcotics. I can give cardiac meds. I
Okay.
can give.
You run the truck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What,
Unless there's another paramedic with me, and then by all means,
do you rock,
they can
paper,
have it.
scissors it? Rock, paper, scissors?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if there's two paramedics on the truck, we usually take turns riding the
Yeah.
call. If there's a paramedic and either like my partner at work is an advanced EMT.
Yeah.
So if it's something that she can ride, they don't need meds up until a certain point, then
Yeah.
she can ride it. But there's some stuff that she can't ride.
Do you
Like
ever
if they need
look,
paid management.
do you ever look around and you're like, well, I guess I'm the adult in this situation? Because that's like my life. I'm like, man, I need an adult.
Yeah, you
Crap, I
know,
had the adult.
I remember the first time that I realized, oh shoot, I am the paramedic on the truck.
Yeah.
But I realized, and my partner was actually somebody that was in my EMT class
Yeah.
that I went to high school with. And so I was like, holy cow, wait a minute. I was in charge of that call. We ended up
Yeah.
flying the patient out, and it was like, I just did an adult thing.
Yeah.
Like the first time I remember doing that.
Yeah. Proud of you. So you have a new partner, right?
I do.
What's
I
her?
do. Her name is Kayla.
What's it like having a switch partner? Like, do you have a partner for a really long time and then
Yes. So I had JC was my last partner. I had her for 2 years. And then she had a baby and she went PRN. So she has to stay home with her kiddos. And then
And
a lot
PRN means just
more
like kind of as
needed. She can, she makes her own
Fill in.
schedule whenever
Yeah.
she wants to work. She just puts down a day, says, hey, I can work this day at this time.
Right.
Before her, Olivia Bear. And before Olivia, I had, I don't remember.
So if you get a partner, right? Like, I'm sure you've loved all of your partners, but if you get a partner you can't stand, can you request a new partner?
Right. What's the process?
So if there's something that you just absolutely,
You're just not vibing. There's some people you just don't, you just can't get along.
you just put your earbuds in and deal with it. It's strictly professional. Like
Okay.
I've been very lucky to not have that problem. If there's like ethical things that you need to talk about, I mean, obviously, then you have to be the adult and say, hey, can we talk about this? This is bothering me.
So I guess it's just like any coworker that you don't really like. You just kind of,
And
but when you're working so almost intimately
Yeah.
with somebody, I mean, that's
So I'm on the truck with Kayla I see her more than I see anybody else in my life.
yeah.
And we're on a truck. So we're posting in that ambulance for 13 hours because by the time we get there, check the truck off in the morning and then get online. And then by the time we clean everything up at the end of the day, restock, put our stuff up, get fuel, wash it. I mean, we're together for 13 hours a day.
So you've been very lucky with your partners.
yeah.
I
Yes, I
haven't
have.
replaced Meredith ever.
Oh, I wouldn't replace you this time.
So I can tell you that when we were, because now we're on 12-hour shifts. There was a time when we were on 24-hour truck. We were on the truck for 24 hours, but we weren't on the truck. Like we had bases.
Yeah.
So we could go into that base or whatever. I got a funny story. So my old partner, LJ, and I, we would go, like, you go eat breakfast, and now you're done eating breakfast. You had that cup of coffee, and guess now where you got to go? You got to go to the bathroom. Yes. And so we would be in the bathroom, and we would be sitting there, and we'd send each other Pinterest pins or, stuff like that. And you could hear the other person, like, it's like this public bathroom because it's like
and you're
3
hearing
stalls in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. And then I'm like, and I even do this to Abby too. I'm like, who are you talking to? Like,
speaking of, okay, I hate to use the bathroom in public, especially if it's a serious situation. But I mean, so this new medicine I'm on, my stomach is, I've told you about it too, Posey. Like my stomach is whatever. And when I gotta go, I gotta go. These public bathrooms, the ones where they're like Walmart has, where there's no doors, everything is open. Like I'm so scared, like the register people are going to hear my disaster. Because, there's no door. You just like walk around the corner and it's all so open. And I mean, I already feel terrible for anybody that might be in there with me.
Take poopery with you.
Yeah, but it's just,
well,
it's more, it's all of it. It's the multi-flushing, it's the sound, it's the.
so just go
are
in
good.
there and go in there and like play some music out loud on your phone.
What?
The rhythm is gonna get you. The rhythm is gonna get you.
They not
can
like
do
us.
that.
They not like.
You're gonna have like a bathroom playlist.
I am. I'm gonna have to make one.
Mm-hmm.
I have to make one, and I'll have to probably use some of our songs that we did in our 90s challenge. You'd be good at that probably. Because
Yes.
anything you say, my sister will have a song for it. And sometimes I'm like, wait, come back.
Say,
come back.
say.
Yeah.
See, I got one.
So anyway, those open bathrooms are a great concept because you don't have the doors and everything, but if you hear somebody have a problem, it's probably me.
But no, it happens to everybody. And then you walk out and there's the man standing there waiting with the yellow sign, like ready to always clean it. Like, we know you don't clean this bathroom all day. We can look and tell.
You might want to give it a minute.
You might want to wait on that. Do the men's first.
Do you like though, back to your job? Do you like the 12-hour shifts?
Yes.
Like the, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like sleeping in my bed at night.
Yeah, it's a good thing. And your doggies. She has 2 little doggies.
My doggos.
Yeah.
They're looking outside right now. So
are you able to tell us any like crazy stories of just like the basic situation? Like you don't have to give super details or.
Those can be texted to me later.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But so obviously just don't give names or locations.
No, never do that.
But yeah.
A certain situation has happened that a person thought they had parasites between their toes. It just wasn't. I was like, okay, so can you show me your parasites?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I have met this person multiple times.
Like outside of the job?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. No.
Okay. Some people are super frequent flyers, and some people they'll call to get like a ride to somewhere, won't they?
Yeah. Like, let me finish the story. So
okay, sorry.
I'm like, okay, so take your shoes off. Let me see your parasites. Don't unrail me. And so it takes the shoes off, and I'm looking at his feet, and I'm like, honey, those are not parasites. That's toe jam.
Oh.
So of course, what do? I have on gloves, so I get like a alcohol prep pad, and I'm like cleaning between his toes. I'm like, see, look. He's like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, okay. I said, is your toe feeling better? No, it's on fire now. I said, yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
But yeah, I had a patient one time. It wasn't a patient because they had no medical problem, but we picked them up from a restaurant parking lot we were dispatched to, and we get there, and the person's standing there in the parking lot with a vacuum cleaner.
What?
Was it the restaurant?
Right. Was it the Quincy's?
No, it was Burger King. And so we we get there, and I'm like, "Well, what's going on today? I need a ride." "A ride for what?" "I got to go clean my cousin's car in Charlotte. I need you to take me to Charlotte." I
Please
was
don't
like,
tell
"No,
me you
buddy.
took okay.
No." I said,
Download
"Mm-mm, we
Uber.
don't do that."
Yeah, but you guys, like, will take people to doctor's appointments and stuff, don't you?
Yes, yes. But that's a whole thing. Like they have to fill out this whole medical
Okay,
necessity
okay.
thing.
When that happens, do they ride in the back like a patient, or they ride up front? They're
Nobody rides up front.
they
That is
ride
okay.
shotgun.
So
What if they
no,
ran to
but
the truck? Shotgun.
so I've had people walk up into the back of my truck with their Diet Coke and a cigarette.
Oh, that's
Like,
really good near the oxygen.
yes. And so I was like, you got to put your cigarette out. You can take your Diet Coke, but you got to put your cigarette out. And so,
People are
and
crazy.
this person used to call all the time. She'd sit right there in the jump seat, and we'd take her to the hospital.
The jump seat, is that like a seatbelt over the chest?
Like,
You know
Like
how
that airplane?
it
yeah,
is?
like the
It's like a
short.
race car. Yes, it is like a
Okay.
race car.
Like
It
this
has
where
those
this
harness.
sign us up for the oh, we need to take a tour of her ambulance.
When Papa was still alive, he made Medic take him through the drive-through at Kentucky Fried Chicken before he would go to the hospital while he was having a stroke. Did you know that?
No, that's our grandpa. That's our mom's dad. Really?
Hmm. I won't go unless you take me through the drive-through at KFC. And they're okay, Mr. Garris, let's go.
Oh my gosh, that's where I get it from.
So I'm telling you right now, if somebody's having a bad day and they need a cigarette before they get in my truck, I'm fine with that. But after you have your cigarette,
Yeah.
and
I
then we're
can't
going
smell
to the
so
hospital.
you know what's so weird to me is that cigarettes aren't much of a thing anymore. Like I'm not like warning Jackson about the cigarettes. You
No.
know, it's
Mm-mm.
everything else.
I've had all the conversations with Dylan
Yeah.
about what, stuff. But he said the same thing.
It's
People
done
don't
too.
really smoke anymore
Now vaping, they're doing it in like third grade.
in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did I tell you about my conversation with Jackson?
No.
Oh, okay. So Jackson
Breathe life
is
into her.
Jackson is
I'm not a paramedic.
no.
I
Jackson,
would be so bad.
yeah, I think I have a lot of compassion,
I don't.
but I wouldn't be able to deal with a lot
I'd
of
be
the
like,
stuff.
you're so dumb.
You would
Yeah,
be.
because I'll call you like to debrief my day, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't want to hear about it. And I'm like, I just need somebody to talk
Well,
to.
and it's like
Call
I,
And I'm
me.
like,
I'll
yeah,
listen.
yeah. You've got a new person you can. I want it's like give me
okay.
some of the details, but I don't want all the details. Like I want that there was, we couldn't get him out of the car, da 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 da. But I don't want to hear their heart was out of rhythm and their tibia was this and their whatever. But I've told you this
I will
before.
listen,
But
and
those are
I
the
will be
important
so.
things. Those are
I
the
would.
important things.
I would be
By the
like so
way,
enthralled because I suck at all of the sciencey stuff, and I'd be
Yeah,
like, "You are so smart."
yeah. Okay,
so
hold
I
on. Oh,
did.
go ahead.
Hold on. Okay, and then I will let you tell your breathe life into her again. Oh my goodness, tap her. Somebody tap her. So remember, I got a Hearts and Hands Award back in
Yes, I was going to
October.
mention that. Yes. So tell us
Um,
again what it's called.
it's a Hearts and Hands Award, and it's from a cardiac arrest survivor. And I can tell you this because the picture was on Facebook, so it's like common
Yeah.
knowledge.
So
So,
tell us about that.
so a lot of times people say, "Oh, they're having a heart attack." Somebody's having a heart attack. They think that the person is dead. Well, you can be a survivor of a heart attack.
Hmm.
And it doesn't just because you have a heart attack doesn't mean you're going to die, which is why you need to call 911 if you're having chest pain. But
Yeah.
like just because you have a little flick in your heart, you probably need to get that checked out like in the next like 24 to 36 hours. If you're having chronic chest pain, you need to get it checked out.
Yeah.
At least let paramedics come out, put you on the cardiac monitor, and make sure there's nothing else going on.
Yeah.
This patient, we picked her up and she went into cardiac arrest on the way to the hospital. She was not having a massive heart attack or an MI, a myocardial infarction. She was in respiratory distress and did not have any heart damage, but she coded, which is what, if you watch Grey's Anatomy or whatever, they're coding.
I'm now a
So
doctor because of that. So.
because of Grey's.
Mhm.
And so anyway, she coded, we got her back. So if you get, it's called a return of spontaneous circulation. So if you get that and the patient actually has a positive outcome and they come home,
Mhm.
then you get a recognition for it. It's
Mhm.
a Hearts and Hands Award. Well, after that patient came home, I found out that she is at the same skilled nursing facility where my daughter works.
Oh,
So,
that's cool.
yeah. So,
Does the patient nominate you for that award, or is that just because
no, it's just a
service?
given. But it has to like meet certain criteria. The patient has to come home from the hospital. It doesn't necessarily mean they don't have deficits, but like they do have to come home from the hospital. If
Yeah,
they can't just like you get a pulse back and then
right.
you left them at the hospital with a pulse, they actually have to be discharged home.
And
So
that's not something that's just thrown around. That was a big deal that you got that.
yeah. And so I'm actually getting another one in
Are
March.
you? Are you?
I am.
Congratulations. That's
I am.
awesome.
So yeah. And this one's young. This one's like in his 40s. So
Is that,
super
do you
excited
get
about
like a
that.
little pin or anything?
Hmm. I
Oh,
do. So
I'm so proud of you
it's
for
a
that.
heart and it's got I have two that have the aquamarine in it. It's a stone in
Yeah.
there. I don't know what this one will have in it.
So this
So
is your third? I feel like you
this
got
is
the award.
probably so I had a drowning a long time ago that the little boy survived.
Oh God. But he survived. Yay.
He did survive and he did not have any deficits. Like I
And but
can't believe that he made it.
you got an award for that.
I did. I did. And then I had another lady. She was actually on the front of the newspaper when that Union County first started doing the Hearts and Hands Awards.
Mhm.
She was on the front of the newspaper, and I got an award for that one.
Oh,
So,
Look at
and
you
those are
saving people.
yeah.
Like, that makes me feel so like
So
my life has no meaning.
like I
no,
don't
it
contribute at
does.
all
It
to
does.
society.
It
Oh,
does.
that's
But I mean, like it's a thing, you know. I mean,
I don't have the emotional bandwidth. I don't think I would like fold under
You
pressure.
think so?
I do. I think I would
Have you
freeze.
ever saved anybody's life?
No.
I have.
Shut
I
up.
have.
so anywho, um,
Wait, I have to stop you and tell you about my conversation with Jackson. I've got
yes,
to.
please do. Yeah, do it.
Okay. Good kid, right?
Yeah.
Relatively.
No, he's good. He's like, I don't think it, yeah.
So I still check his phone. I check his socials that I don't have access to. I check all the things, just trying to see what kind of messages are coming through. What?
I was laughing about the time we were in Florida and you're like, Jackson, give me your phone.
Oh, and he freaked out. Like
Yes. And
he
he
got
wasn't even
deathly pale.
guilty.
He
He
didn't even do
thought he
anything,
wasn't
but
even
he
doing
just got so
anything.
freaked out by the fact that I was going to look at his phone. And there was seriously, I'm telling you, I went through all of his messages. I went through all of his photos, deleted, set everything. Okay, so
I'm afraid to do that now.
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna be there soon. So we were sitting on the couch. This was like a week or two ago, and I was like, Jackson, and I just checked his stuff, and I was like, your stuff is so dry. Like, there's nothing. It was like, Mama, do you want me in all the drama and all the girls and whatever? And I was like, well, no, but it's kind of boring, bro. So I was like, tell me something. Tell me, like, we were just sitting on the couch. I was like, I'm not letting you get up from here until you give me some kind of juicy scoop, something. And I should have stopped. I should have been like, you know what? I'm just going to let him have
Nah.
privacy. And the more he was like, I don't know what to say. And he smiles and he just gets this look. The more he said that, the
And then
more I dug in more. Like, I'm not letting you get up. So he was like, I don't know what you want to know. And I was like, well, I mean, I know you're not dating anybody. You're not talking to anybody. He was like, no. I said, are you like pre-talking to anybody? Are you like flirting with
pre
anybody?
talking
No,
pregame right
right.
here.
Or are you like, are there any cute girls you see and talk to on the regular basis? Like, give me something. And he was still just so close-lipped about it. I was like, okay, let's talk about STDs. And he was like, what? And I was like, you ever seen pictures of somebody with chlamydia? So I'm just pulling
Poor
up all these
kid.
pictures, and he was like, bro, mama. And I'm like, look, you want to tell me anything now? And Brian's sitting over there laughing, like, you better make something up. Tell her something. And I'm like, have you ever seen somebody with scabies? Like, I'm showing, finally, I literally got like two cute girls that he sees that he kind of like flirts with on the daily. But I was like, that's all you had to say. I just wanted something. So I'm pressuring my kid with pictures of nasty
STDs.
junk. Yes. And I'm like, you don't want it to fall off, do you? This is what he's like, oh,
Because
mom,
that's what I used to tell the boys. Don't put that somewhere.
it'll
Because
fall
if
off.
you put it somewhere, it's gonna fall off. It'll
Well,
rot and fall off. And you have to take a shower because it will rot and fall
fall
off.
off. Well, I held him hostage by using gross pictures to entice him to give me some. And you know, boys too. Boys don't have much drama.
Yeah.
There's usually not a lot going on.
Once they get out of elementary school, there's no drama. But like
Yes.
in elementary school, it's
Yes.
terrible.
And there might be some kind of like so and so got in a fight today, or I don't know, that was random, but like whatever. But that's it. Like
But then it's over.
that's the whole
Yeah.
But
conversation.
then that's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get into a fight. Okay, whatever. The
There's
next thing
no
you know, they're
details.
sharing French fries.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And they don't, Jackson won't know why they got in a fight, what their punishment was, who was on whose side, what else.
Yeah. No, Dylan and I have a very, 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 very open
Mm-hmm.
dialogue relationship where
Mhm.
he
Right.
tells me everything.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
and that's a relationship that I have built with him.
Yeah.
And so I get all the details
Yeah.
and I know everybody's business. And I do.
Well, and so
That's great.
Abby's birthday is today, and so she tells me everything. And
That's
some
really
things I'm like, I did not even know what XYZ was until I was a paramedic.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't even know what that was.
And now you know what blue waffles are.
I saw something on, and it just like resonated because I was such a bad teenager. I was doing things I had no business doing as a teenager, and I always thought like, oh my gosh, when he becomes a teenager, I'm in so much trouble because you know they say you get
Yeah.
back like 10 times
Yeah.
worse. And Brandon was really like we were bad together, but they don't get into like
Not that.
stuff like that we
No.
get into. And
No.
so there was a post, a dad was like, my daughter asked to go to a party. And when I asked like, what kind of party, it was like her and 3 friends, like going to get their nails done and having a sleepover. And like, it was like legit, like that's what it was.
Not
And he said, "I
saying
didn't
that,
lie like I did."
but going to a field where
No,
there's
it
a
was like,
bonfire.
no, he's like,
bonfire.
and my daughter is so boring and I would not invite my own daughter to a party. And he's like, and I was like, it's so true though. Like they don't
Yeah.
like they're not out in the middle of a field
No, drinking Boone's Farm.
and doing some stupid ass
Yeah.
What?
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah.
Or y'all not like that.
No, I was.
No,
I was. He
no.
was not.
So, true story. Well, I was too busy having kids because I was a young mother.
She's a young mother and I'm an old mother. Like I didn't get in
Oh,
trouble. Yeah.
All right, back to your profession.
Yeah.
Okay. So, funny story. A friend of mine was talking the other day about how, like, accidents will shut the road down or whatever, you know, and like people will stop and what's going on up there? What's going on up there? You know, everybody wants to know. No matter how bad it is, everybody wants to know what's going on up there.
Mhm.
Oh, caterpillar migration, road shut down.
Seriously?
People believe that.
Oh,
People believe
I
it.
was like,
I had a mental
You
picture.
totally just leave. I know. You're thinking the hungry caterpillar going chick, 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 across the road. Yeah, people believe that.
I
Caterpillar
We
migration.
totally did. I'm trying to figure out when I could get there and watch it. Because do you remember when we were on vacation and I don't remember if it was Florida or South Carolina beach and there was some migration of like starfish or something. Okay. There was sand dollars and stuff in the water, like natural.
Yes. But then we had the migratory fish.
No, never mind. You
And
don't remember. You don't.
yeah, I do remember.
You don't.
Yes, I
I
do.
wish you remembered. They
I
weren't
do remember.
fish. They weren't fish. They
Well,
were
there
like
was the fish, but there was starfish too. It's still a fish.
they are.
Starfish.
Don't they need water? Like when do they
Yeah.
die?
Starfish?
Yeah.
Like when they die?
Just because it's
Yeah.
called fish doesn't mean it's a fish.
What do they eat?
Stars. I don't know, but
I'm
is
sure
a
they eat
seahorse a
algae.
horse? Or is
Heck
it a
yeah,
fish?
get that thing a saddle up.
Or
Get
is
it
it
a
a fish?
saddle. It's a set. It's a horse.
On The Little Mermaid, they are
Yes.
ridden like a horse.
They are, but they live in water.
Since we just railed down the Little Mermaid, Bath and Body Works now has a Disney edition scents,
Did you smell 'em?
and they're playing. Of course, I did.
How were they? I'm feeling a lot of florals.
Yes,
I don't
a lot
like
of
floral.
floral. I don't either. But Bath and Body Works was playing Under the Sea
Well,
and
I would
Beauty
take
and the
that.
Beast. I was dancing in Bath and Body Works
I
earlier today,
want
so it's
the Little
great.
Mermaid scent to smell like coconut, like a beach
Yeah,
scent.
like tanning lotion stuff.
I think it did kind of have some. There was like the green girl.
Oh, from the Frog and the Prince and the Frog,
Oh
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Frog Prince, or Frog
There's
something.
yeah,
coconut.
her. She was florally.
Okay.
Mm.
She was florally. Cinderella was very florally.
Yeah. I like musky and woodsy and stuff.
Me too.
Or
Oh, I like
like a
fruity too.
fruity, or like super sweet, like icing.
Like, yeah. I want someone to feel like they need to lick me. Wait,
This.
take that out.
See, you're gonna have to cut that too.
All of it. So Jackson had really gotten, we had talked about that a little bit too. He had gotten into colognes and the Bath and Body
Yeah.
Works washes and hair stuff. Well, his first block at school is weightlifting and cardio. And so they shower after that,
Mhm.
which is great, but he's kind of like salty about it because he's like, and he has the little colognes and he's like, I just don't want to do it there. Like, he's
Yeah.
like, I don't have my smell good, you know?
Mhm.
Did we ever do that though? I never showered
I
at
never showered at
school.
school.
No.
No.
And Dylan
No.
was always super lucky. Like, all his stuff was always at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it was like his last block
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah. It depends on the season on when they shift them to. So
Mhm.
this is football class, since it's not football season, is first in the day.
Yeah.
But they had Max week last week. That boy squatted 500 pounds.
You didn't tell me that. You told me he was in the 1,000-pound club.
He is in the 1,000-pound club. And I was like, does that mean you like 1,000-pound girls? He said, no, that means that his bench, his squat, and something else is over 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And he's the only one in it right now as a freaking sophomore.
Well, that's how Dylan hurt his knee. So be
Yeah.
careful.
Luckily, he hasn't hurt anything yet.
Yeah.
But I was like, 500 pounds.
I was like, you were too young to be getting a cortisone shot.
Yeah. Was he squatting? Is that
Yeah.
what it was?
Mhm.
So I'm trying to think of like stories that I can tell you that are appropriate.
You don't have to tell
So-
anymore unless Steph
Well,
asks questions.
let's talk about like the crazy, like people like bugging out if they're high. Like they think that,
Well, okay, so on Steph's, tying all this together, I see videos all the time on TikTok and stuff of people seriously, like, I forgot what it's called, like, it's a Russian something. Wait, no, that's not right. I don't know. Crocodile.
Oh, that's so bad.
Do we have that in Union County? Like, do you have
Mhm.
a lot of people?
what is it?
So do you know what it is?
It's like horse tranquilizer step.
I'm talking about just walking down the street like zombies. is
Yeah,
what
like
it-
you can't, and there's not enough Narcan to reverse that.
Do you see that a lot? Or a good amount?
So there's quite a few people that I see a lot. They are walking down the road like totally out of it.
Is that
Totally
what
out
you
of
think
it.
they did? Something like that.
Probably so.
So do you ever get calls like to go because people are thinking that they're ODing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh, yeah.
and then they refuse to go with you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Because they can answer all their questions appropriately. So
You can't do anything about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's crazy.
This is why I wouldn't be a good paramedic, because I would then just start messing with them.
Well, so she tells me some stuff that not that she's messing with them, but you almost have to entertain, just like you were talking about the dude with the parasites. Like, you were like, let me see your parasites. Like, you almost have to feed into it sometimes to get them to communicate
Yeah.
with you. But you would take it too much. You'd be like, well, let me cut your motherfucking toes off then.
Let me get the tweezers
I mean,
out.
Yeah.
pluck.
Yeah.
Pluck.
Yeah.
Start
I
feeling
mean,
toe
so
hairs.
like,
Yeah.
Got one.
I
well,
would
and
be
because
the
so when you're like on the way to the call, you're like, do they really have parasites?
So is that what you were called out there for? Is parasites
Yes.
in his toes?
Yes.
It wasn't like something else, and he was like, "Hey, while you're here."
No, we got caught up because he had a hole in his leg that the parasites were going in and they were coming out of his toes. Well, he had sores on his legs that he probably they were either meth bugs or he was injecting himself there.
Mm.
Probably not. They're probably meth bugs. And so he thought those sores were where, yeah,
So I've never heard of that before. What is
meth
that?
bugs.
Uh-huh.
So you know how you see people like on mugshots or whatever, and they have like the sores all over their face? They think there's bugs underneath their skin.
Scratching.
So they're
So
scratching stuff, right?
so they're scratching.
Like
Yeah, and you
that.
can always tell somebody who is, like, on meth because of their behavior. They're just, like, constantly moving and constantly I mean, I have ADD, so I could just as well be a meth person, but, like,
We
they're
all
always
do.
Right.
scratching or, like, picking, and there's nothing there.
Do you
There's
think
nothing.
mama?
And so then they'll, that meth bug is not gonna go away
Yeah.
until they use again. So that's why they use again, and then they hallucinate, and that's a party,
Then the bugs come
then
back.
it's and then the bugs, when they start detoxing, coming off of that, that's when they're so itchy, and oh
No, I'm
yeah, that's
sorry
when
to
they are
hear
just like, whoo.
it. How many
So
showers do you take when you get home?
I
One.
take one in the night and then one before I go to work again the next day.
Oh,
I know.
I would not be a good like that would not be my profession. But now I feel like I am like so insignificant because I don't save people.
I know.
No, you're not. But I can tell you, like, when I had my partner before Kayla, there's some places that have bed bugs.
Yeah.
Like, bed bugs, I can spot them. I can spot them real easy. Like, I'm cleaning out my truck, gonna turn the heat up. Like, no. She at one point thought she was gonna go home and give bed bugs to her new baby. I was like, they're not contagious like that.
Well, no, but they could ride with you, and then they get there, and then there's no way to get rid of those
Mm.
other than like throw
No,
everything away. I would be freaked
exactly.
too.
Fleas.
Yeah.
I subbed for like 2 years when Dylan was in elementary school, and a little girl would come in covered in fleas,
Oh,
and I felt so bad for her, but it was so
yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh,
go to the nurse.
oh God, that's
But
terrible.
you can't get rid of them.
No.
Mm-mm.
And so when we have either boarded our dogs or for one reason or another, I found like a flea, I freak out because then I
Yeah,
start like putting borax down around the baseboard, like doing all the things. And I mean, it was
yeah,
just one, just literally one. They're fine,
Yeah.
but it freaks me out.
Yeah.
yeah.
I could see where like she would be
Oh yeah.
like bugging about that because
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like
No
before,
pun intended.
yeah.
yeah,
But before I got in the car, I mean, I was like searching my
Uh-huh. Oh
pants
yeah.
and
Well, then it's just like the mental thing. You start thinking about it and then you
start
start,
scratching.
yeah.
Oh, and then
but if you think about all the people that go and here's what grosses me out. Are you
Don't,
ready?
you're
no.
gonna make me never leave my house again.
Right. Am I never
You
gonna
probably
stay in a
won't.
hotel again?
I don't. That's why I bought a camper.
I survived a million parties, and I'm not gonna be able to go out in public anymore.
Never. I'm gonna continue to keep myself covered up. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Let's roll on to the next.
Yes. Tell me the best story you have about Meredith. No.
No, you can. There's probably not. I was really a nerdy. So growing up, there's just a couple
Oh
years
my gosh, I got one.
between us. She was the pretty one and I was the smart one. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but no,
But
you were definitely the smart one. I don't know about
she
the
did
pretty one,
she
but
was not a fan of school. And
Same.
so
hated
she
it.
is very, I mean, you can hear her talk. She's very smart, but she hated school. So she was the pretty one and I was the nerdy smarty one. Nerdy smarty. So that was kind of our roles growing up. And now I am both of the things, and she can strive to be like me. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
got I got nothing.
I know what you're going to tell her. You're going to tell her about how I'm not a morning person.
No,
Okay. Well,
she is not a morning person.
is that the
Are
story you
you
were going to
up
tell?
early every day?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because I have no choice.
No, she's not a morning person to this
No. She
day.
called me the
I
other
called
day.
her Saturday morning at 11 o'clock yesterday, or 11:30, and I'm like, "Hey, can I talk to you about this?" Yeah, I'm not verbal yet. I'm nonverbal.
Actually, that was on
Was that on Friday?
Friday. And it was like 8 o'clock. And she is a morning person. And she
At
wanted
8 o'clock on Friday? I've been up since 5 o'clock
so
on my day off.
she called to text me, or she texted me or something. I don't know. But she called and she was like, "Are you up?" I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not verbal. Like I'm awake, but I'm not there yet."
Oh, so you must hate my text at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
No, text is fine. But she'll text me at like 8:15. Call me when you're up. 15 minutes later, she'll call me, and I'm like, I'm like getting Jackson ready. Like
Yeah.
trying to get him out the door. Look, she's frustrated right now. She's like, what were you going to say though?
So she is in fact not a morning person. When we were teenagers, we worked together at Plantation Estates. It's this retirement community.
It's a retirement
It's a
community.
retirement community, and we worked in the dining room. So people would come down there, get their breakfast trays, go sit at the table, whatever. We rode together because we lived together at that time.
We had to be there
So
at 6 a.m.
Oof.
What
yeah,
was I thinking?
I don't
And
know because
I
you
worked,
worked there first.
I
You
know, I'm
worked there
stupid.
first,
And they paid really good. So we worked, it was the morning shift from 6 to 10. And we would ride together.
and we would ride together. And she's like, "Stop talking." So we're at the stoplight one morning, and I look over, and this guy's like waving at us, and I'm like waving back at him, and she's like, "Who are you waving at?" I'm like, "That man, he just waved." She was like, "It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Why are you waving at somebody?" And I'm like,
I
"I
don't
don't know.
remember
They
this part.
waved. They waved. I don't know." So anyway, it was a very quiet ride the rest of the way,
I don't remember
and
that at all.
really sitting right there at the old Matthews Pottery, we were getting ready to turn left, and I was like, "You're like, who are you waving at?
No, but everything
Don't wave.
anybody did,
Don't wave."
and still to this day, anything anybody does before I'm ready for it to happen annoys me.
So when she was in middle school, Mama would take us to school, and she would literally sit in the passenger seat with a piece of notebook paper with nothing on it and pretend like she was studying so that she would not have to talk to anyone.
I didn't realize I did that either until they reminded me, her and my mom, what you're talking about. I was like,
Gosh.
I can't believe I tried to fake y'all out with a blank piece of paper. At least I should have opened a book
Yeah.
or something. But yeah, I'm just
Nah, blank piece of paper. Now I'd be like, "Give me that." I'd be ripping it up. Talk to me. So my new partner, she is not a morning person.
What is the worst shift to work? Like the weird, like,
For me,
yeah.
so I worked 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and I hated it. I hated it. I'm not a night person. People on nights that love nights love nights.
Mhm.
I hated it. Hated it.
Did you get more crazy, weird stuff? I would assume at night, weird stuff happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, there's people that are weird during the day too, but there's
So how about like Halloween or something? Like is that or 4th of July? Like what would you when you see your name is on like a specific holiday or weekend, are you like crap, I gotta switch that?
well, you can't switch because if that's your
It
holiday,
was
that's your
a
holiday.
hypothetical.
Halloween, not that bad.
I'm laughing at myself.
Mother's Day,
Really?
oh, mm-mm. Thanksgiving, Mother's Day,
I'm
4th
shocked.
of July is not great.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, people haven't seen their grandma or their mama in 9 months or 10 or 11 months since Christmas. And they come home, and now she's sitting on the couch and she can't get up, and this huge brawl breaks out. "Why haven't you been doing this?" And it's like everybody loves to fight on Thanksgiving. Everybody loves to fight on Thanksgiving. Same thing on Mother's Day.
I never would have guessed that.
I never
That
would
would
have
not
either.
that would not
Hmm.
have been
I wouldn't
Yeah.
eat.
Fighting about who's going to do the dishes. It's
Well,
Mother's Day.
because
You do
the
the
mama
dishes.
doesn't want it. Mama should get a day off.
during
Yeah.
COVID. How was
So,
that?
Oh yeah.
Bad.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People got mean. People got absolutely
I think
mean
we've talked about
during
how so much
COVID.
has changed since COVID, but I think people were so mean because they were scared.
No, I
too.
just think that they got mean because they didn't see anybody and they didn't have any social skills
Well,
anymore.
that too.
Like I think people
No.
just like have lost their minds. And still to this day, I say
Yeah.
it. I'm like, I don't like going to the grocery store because people still have that mentality of,
Yeah.
"Ugh, I'm not a people person."
I'm not either. I'm not either. Like, and people will get mad on the ambulance and they're like, "Well, but you can't talk to me that way." I'm like, "I'm here to help you. I don't want you to help me. Then why did you call?
Yeah.
If you need me, I'll be sitting right here behind you."
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if they were a critical patient to where, but people call for some really like
What's the most like seriously you just called for a splinter?
that. I got a splinter, and I'm not talking. Remember Jackson's birthday party? Jordan had that big, huge
Yeah.
toothpick splinter in his foot.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about a little tiny splinter.
It's crazy.
Yeah, people call for some really Apparently, if you're on your cycle and you have bad cramps, you're supposed to call 911.
What?
Like, I would have never.
No.
No.
Apparently, there's so many people that apparently have never had a stomach virus. It's mind blowing. If I have a stomach bug, put me in the bathroom floor and leave me there until I'm better.
Mm.
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. They don't know what to do. They're like, there's something wrong with me.
Are
Like,
these
have
like
you not
older
ever?
people or are these like 20
There's
year
all
olds that
both,
just left the
both.
house that don't know what to do as an
Right.
adult?
Yeah.
Like,
If an old person calls you and says, I'm sick, they're sick. You can
yeah.
bet your bottom dollar they're sick. But if so like I had somebody call one time because he had used marijuana, he was high, but he didn't want his mom to come home and find him high. And he kept saying, we got to go right now. We got to go to the hospital before she gets home. His older brother showed up and was like, get in the house. Get in the house. Mom's gonna be home. They gotta take me before mom gets home. Nah, mom's in the driveway. Get in the house. Like,
Oh my gosh.
Go hide in a closet.
mhm. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes it's like watching a Medea movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I try to act like Medea. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
When you
So,
said get in the house, it reminds me of we fought when we were little, like physically fought. I don't know how our mom didn't get like DSS called because we would claw and scratch each other's. You remember this, right? Like
oh yeah,
we were evil to each other, just like physically beat the shit out of each other. And mom would say, just go to the yard.
go to the yard. I was actually telling somebody that. I was like, yeah, mama used to say, go to the yard.
Like if y'all are gonna
Go to
fight,
the
just go
yard.
to the yard.
Yeah.
Did you and your siblings fight?
We did, but the only time I ever like fought my sister, my one sister, was because she had like got in my mom's face and I pushed her
Mm-hmm.
and she swung on me and I had a phone in my hand because I was on the phone with my dad and I hit her over the head with the phone. But like, let me tell you, if anybody ever like messed with my family, like
Oh, right.
I'm like the crazy younger sister.
Yes. Yes. That's coming to the wedding with us, by the way. Wouldn't that be good?
Really?
I keep telling her she's
She
coming.
told me I have to be her security.
Yes. Just you and Jackson and Anthony, apparently.
We got to bring our own security. Yeah,
Whose side are you on?
Meredith.
so you better act right.
Wait a minute. I thought we were on the same team.
We are 100%.
It
As long
sounds
as
like
you,
we are until there's a breaking point and then see ya.
And then I become the mediator.
I'm just saying.
We're not fighting each other.
We're not. Don't make me
I mean, you gonna throw me in the bathtub again?
do
I
that.
need to hear the story of the bathtub.
We were fighting. This was probably like our last big fight because I thought I broke
Like
your glass.
her friends used to want to pay us to fight. Some of her friends like used to want to pay us to fight. We weren't even like that. We weren't like these.
Apparently we were.
Mm.
I don't know.
I didn't think us being like that.
So I can remember running from you with my back like this because we would hit each other in the back. Like it would be over, and I would run like this so you couldn't get me in the back. Do you remember doing that?
But you used to get me in the back all the time.
Yeah, I did. Oh,
Like that was my
so
thing.
good.
So I think that's why I got in the bathtub or was trying to get in the bath. I was in the bathroom and we had those sliding shower doors. So I'm like,
Right.
what's she going to do? Break down the shower doors? Next thing I
Yeah.
know, I am in the bathtub.
I picked her up and threw her like she wasn't taking a bath, and it was like a shower bath combo. So you know it was like a couple feet high where you
It had a
step right
lip
in.
on it.
Yeah, and I picked her up and threw her, and you hit your back on
On
the
the soap thing.
yeah, and I was really scared I'd hurt her, and obviously she was fine. I don't
I wonder
think
if that's why my back hurts now. Just kidding.
I think that's why I have sleep disorders because you don't let me freaking sleep. So see, I could turn
Maybe you
this
should just get up.
right back around.
Up.
I don't want to get up.
Now, do you go to bed super late?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm going to bed early.
She does go to bed early. But I am that typical, you know, I think there's a commercial out now. Why does mom stay up so late and mom's watching TV?
Yeah.
That is, I
Decompress.
finally get the remote. I can finally watch what I want to watch. I can sit and do what I want to do. I'm turning into my mother, by the way.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
sleep
Yeah.
ever. Like we've talked about this.
Yeah.
I if I get 3-4 hours of sleep a night, I got
Yeah.
lucky.
I think I was up last night.
It's
How
just
do you function?
It's
Like,
it's just my nerves. Like I
get it. I get it. When I was on nights, on my days off, I would like crash, but
Mhm.
then the next night, I couldn't sleep. I would sleep 2 or 3
That's
hours.
gonna be really tough on your body.
And then,
Yeah.
like, it
Duh, right?
is. And like a friend of mine sleeps like an hour and a half, 2 hours a night. And I'm like, "How are you even breathing?" Yeah,
Yeah.
over exaggerated breathing.
I doom scroll all night long.
Last night I fell asleep on the couch at about 1 because I was watching something, and at 2 I got in bed and then was up at about 7
Yeah.
because I'm house sitting some dogs and I won't ever let them out.
Yeah, I don't sleep.
I don't either. And once I'm awake, like if I wake up at 4 o'clock, hello world,
Yeah.
let's get it
Yeah.
going.
And when
You know,
she's up, she thinks everybody else should be awake too, which is why she
Halsey.
does this
that's why she puts it on do not disturb.
Oh, I do too. I live with
all the time.
yeah.
Everybody. Now, if you call me and it's an emergency, it's going to ring. I've got some people as my
Oh, yeah.
as that. But
Am I
other
on
than
that list? Did I make the list?
yeah, sure. I'm just kidding. You are. Of course you are. But don't abuse it.
Oh, I was going to show you my hearts and hands pin. Are you
Oh
ready?
yeah. Yeah.
Just so you can see it. See the little.
Oh.
Cool.
So it's a different color stone probably for every month.
They don't know.
I'm
And
so
then I got this at the air show. But then I got don't be so proud.
get in, loser.
And then I have one that says monster. It was on my coffee actually, but I thought it was fitting for my name badge.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm proud of you for that though. That's really impressive.
It's just I just get to use my hands and my brain to do something.
Do you get paid more because of those awards, your accolades?
Do you get like when you're at a party or something, like just like a birthday party, people ask you like weird health questions? Like, what is this fungus between my toes?
I will say this, and this might jog your memory. I don't know if you get approached, but she's always alert for things.
For sure.
Like
For
no
sure.
matter where we are, like she's like on the lookout for somebody.
I am so scared to get on a plane and
Yeah.
like somebody have a medical emergency.
Is there a doctor
So
on
like,
the plane?
is there a doctor?
Oh, she
So
does. It's a
Yeah.
family thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
so I can tell you that I don't sit in a restaurant with my back to the door. I will sit in a corner, like in a corner booth, but I'm going to be facing the door and I know where my exits are.
Some of this is from our trauma.
Maybe I had a guy the other day tried to open my car door and like was yelling, walking up to the car. And I was like, yeah, this is
Your
not okay.
personal vehicle or
My personal vehicle.
what?
And I was like, yeah, nope. And I stepped on the gas and went around the corner.
Do you get a lot of weird questions though, other than by me?
I don't know, not really. I think it's great when people ask me if my hair's going to fall out. My hair's tingling. Is it going to fall out? No. Unless you pull it out.
Yeah.
No. People will ask you, "Am I gonna die?" Like, the people that were on, they've eaten half a sheet of brownies, or half a pan of brownies. They're like, "Am I gonna die?" No, you're not gonna die.
Just don't go to the light. That's when you would mess with them, isn't
It
it?
would.
That's when Steph would be like, "Do you see the bright light? Don't go."
No, I'd be like, "Go ahead."
You'd be like, "Go."
So people are like, "I'm sick. I'm sick." Well, here's a bag, throw up. It's so funny because I put on like this whole different persona when I'm working
Yeah.
than I do like when I'm at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think you have to.
Uh-huh. You actually have to. I've talked to several people though, so we don't live in the same area anymore, obviously, but people that I know that have either worked with Poe or who have seen her working are like, she is so good. When she's coming, we know it's going to be okay. Like when we know she's on the call.
And I've had people tell me that too, and I'm like, because I don't see myself like that. I see myself as this,
Yeah.
where are my keys? Or
looking for your phone while you're on it.
yes, or I'm
Yeah.
reading a book and it comes down and falls down and boxes me. I mean,
I've done
like,
that before.
I have to.
like I'm the person that outside of work, I cannot for the life of me get my shit together.
Yeah.
So when people are like, "Oh, we're so glad you're here," I'm like, "Okay, well, at least there's one of us." Literally got my foot tangled up in my pocketbook handle earlier.
Tried to get out of the car with the seatbelt still on. Yeah.
Oh, that's on the daily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just to let you know, and I know that award is great, but when your peers recognize you too.
Well, yeah, and I'll show up on a call and fire will be there, and they're like, "Well, you have the best paramedic in the county," and I'm like, "You're such a smoke blower," or whatever,
You should be
and
like, when are they coming? I can't wait to meet them.
And sometimes turn into this whole other person, I guess, where I'm like, really?
Did
Like,
you run
act
a whole
surprised.
call with an accent one time?
Yes, and so did my partner, Kayla. And she was like, "Hello, my name is Kayla." And the lady
Because I
starts
love
talking.
accent.
That would be you.
Yeah,
You have a
absolutely.
different accent for every call.
I don't know if you know that about me, but I love accents. And I
I do
love
too.
to, like if I meet somebody with an accent different than mine, I have to know where they're from. I ask so many people, I love you. Are you French? Like I will ask anybody. So what was your accent when were you just hello,
Of course
governor?
I was of course I was like from
England.
from England. I'd like a nip of tea, please. So my partner Kayla, she ran a whole call and the lady eventually was like, "Where are you from, ma'am?" And she's like, "Oh, just overseas." Like couldn't think of
Across the
anything.
pond.
The lady was from Britain.
Shut up.
That's
So
funny.
one of the favorite things, we used to have this dispatcher who would, I miss him dispatching, but he would come on, "Welcome to the Hunger Games. May the odds forever be in your favor."
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
especially after it was like a whole poop show of a day.
Yeah.
I would be a great dispatcher. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there.
I mean, with your helicopter experience,
Right.
why not?
It would be so much fun, I think, to tell people where to go. But
I
just
spend my whole life someone sitting in a box and telling me where to go and what to do and when to get there.
yeah.
Like,
And I'm a
it's
good
crazy.
tell her what to do her.
You're a bossy.
I am.
You're a
I'm
boss.
bossy. I'm a real bad
Got our own money. She don't need no. We're leaving it right there.
Thank you so much
You're welcome.
for the insight on my friend here.
My angry streak and my lack of morning awareness. So,
We didn't even hit your angry streak.
what we
We
talk
didn't
about
even
our
get
fighting.
that.
We can
Oh
talk about
yeah.
that next time.
Well, congratulations on your
Accolades there. We're
yes,
so proud of you for that.
that's awesome.
And
Thank
And
you.
let us know what color the stone is.
yeah,
I will.
it was so nice to meet you.
Thank you for joining
Same.
us,
Same.
little homie.
Little
And if
homie.
I'm security at the wedding, I'll see you there.
But I will talk to you later. I love you. Thank you for being
I love
on.
you too. You're welcome. It was nice to meet you too, Stephanie. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.